Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another vlog and another video. So, believe it or not, yesterday at work at BJ's Wholesale Club location, border of Henrietta and stuff yesterday, ended up being kind of a good news kind of kind of day to start yesterday at work at BJ's Wholesale Club location, the border of Henrietta and stuff, because I may have told you this in at least one or a couple of my video at least one or a couple of my it, at least one or a couple of my video at least one or a couple of my videos that I've done so far, at least one or a couple of my other videos that I've done so far from before from like a while ago. But at work at BJ's and stuff, we have this reward program or award program called, one is Star of the Month, and then another prior to that is Star is Star Members First Award. You know, Star Members First, um, uh, Star Members First of the month. Um, that is for always, that that is for anyone who consistently proves proves their pr- proves proves their will at work at BJ's to to show to show that to show their members first perspective and stuff. And of course, I pretty much seem to continue to be doing pretty good with that, of course, at work at BJ's, you know, to say the least. I seem to be doing pretty good with that. And then for Star of the Month, it's for outstanding accomplishments, outstanding achievements, outstanding outstanding accomplishments that exceed expectations and stuff. And when I had gotten to work yesterday at work at BJ's Wholesale Club location in the border of Henrietta and stuff, just yesterday, and got there got there kind of early, not like early, but got there kind of early, um, and kind of went and just kind of chilled out in break room for a little bit till it was time for me to get started and stuff. I happened to well, they happened to have a table all set up in there where they had like a script listing both everyone that had throughout the year everyone that had throughout the year done everything to get to the point of achieving stuff like Star of the Month and star and 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 star and star and star and star mem and star and star members first of the month and stuff, and star members first of the month, you know. So when I had taken a look at all that for the list of people that had achieved star of the month throughout the year, well, they had listed like who had done everything to get to that point of achieving star of the month for like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, um, uh, August, September, and and even the month we just finished up just the other day, October. So believe it or not, I happened to see in in the script that had listed every one of us that had ended up achieving star of the month at any point at any point throughout the course of the year this year. Believe it or not, I actually happen to see, believe it or not, I actually happen to see my name. Um, uh, I actually happen to see my name in the list for star of the month for for star of the month achievers, and it looked like I had happened to be star of the month achiever for for April 2019. Believe it or not. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yep. Believe it or not, I ended up happening to be star of the month achiever for April 2019. Believe it or not, which was definitely a pleasant surprise, you know, and it was quite exciting, of course, you know, um, you know. Again, they say star of the month is for outstanding accomplishments that exceed expectations. So, you know, all in all, I've you can tell I've done outstanding accomplishments that have exceeded expectations, you know, throughout pretty much the entire establishment, pretty much. Um, so and so then it says and so then like for like time off requests and stuff, when we go on like employee self-service website, uh, employee self-service BJ's wholesale club employment website, like, like when you're putting in like certain time off requests, well, most of the time for me it's like usually it's mostly like unpaid day off. I mean, depending on your vacation time, maybe like once a year, whatnot, you know, could be that. and then, and then during the time of your birthday and stuff, for anyone that works with BJ's and stuff, like you can choose a day right up around your birthday. Usually would preferably be like the day of, or maybe like the day before or the day after. This year, I chose the day of, where you can do like a day off with pay kind of thing, which is pretty neat in a way. There's obviously not a ton of places that usually would end up that usually they that usually would end up doing that. But yep, so like so like you could so like for that reason code could be like birthday. And then another thing could be like if you ended up achieving either either stop either 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 stop either stop either either stop either stop either stop either either star members first either star members first either star members first or 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 star of the month, you know. And so of course, for both the scripts for everyone who achieved both star members first and star of the month, for me, believe it or not, including myself, it all said please submit in time off requests section on ESS, which is abbreviations for employee self-service. And so um, now in just a little more than another week and a half, blackout our block our blackout our blackout our blackout period will be beginning and stuff. It goes from Thursday the 14th of this month, the 14th of November, till Thursday the 26th of December, which is the day after Christmas. So like perhaps I'll try doing like time off request, including like Star of the Month achievement, probably some point after the holidays, if that's cool. Um, so I just thought I'd share that all with you. Another thing too, so yesterday we had a lot of the high wind during the first half of the day here in Rochester. When when had first pulled into our parking lot at work at BJ's Wholesale Club, Henrietta BJ's Wholesale Club location, our cart returns in our parking lot, up until now, they hadn't been like bolted into the pavement. They were just kind of there, just kind of just loose, right in their places. So apparently, the wind actually had blown a few, like four or five of our 4 or 5 of our cart returns, you know, around a little bit. Two, it ended up blowing into one of the roadways areas around our parking lot. One, it actually had blown parking into next parking lot over, and actually flipped that one. And then it blew another one over by this for sale or lease sign um, uh, on the side of our building. I can't remember where the fifth one had gotten blown to. Actually, the fifth one may have gotten blown kind of close to the back of the building. So pretty much almost all day or all afternoon, we had a crew come once the time was right, and they slowly, little by little, moved each of the cart returns that had been blown around from a lot of the high wind we ended up having overnight, and and throughout the first half of the day yesterday, right up about till mid afternoon. You know, back in their places, but I think they also drilled some holes in some of the metal poles, and actually I think for at least some of them, kind of ended up bolting them bolting them to the pavement to try to keep this stuff to try to keep that stuff from ending up happening again, especially the next time we end up having high wind, and especially in the next time we have the next high wind event and stuff. So, but I can definitely say the worst was out around Pittsford. The worst was out around the Pittsford part of the area. They actually ended up losing power, and there actually ended up being down power lines. And so Pittsford School District, I guess, they had an extra day off, I guess, because the high wind the high wind event was the worst out in Pittsford. It sounds like yesterday. It sounds like there ended up being some down power lines out there, and so the power was out, I think, almost all day yesterday. So I guess they ended up having an extra. The kids ended up having an extra day off from school, I guess, to say the least. So, today it's not really that bad. It's just a mostly cloudy day here in Rochester. There's the tree with the yellow leaves that ended up blowing over overnight, late Thursday night, at the beginning of the high wind event and stuff. So those couple of trees there's a few branches that were broken off in those two trees in the edge of our woods. So once again, now that Halloween 2019 has passed, it's pretty much time for us to now turn our attention turn our attention to Christmas 2019 and stuff. All right, well, that's as far as I'm going to bring the vlog and the video there. I just got just a little more than another hour before I have RTS Access public transportation booked to try and make a run out to Eastview in a little bit, very quickly. I'm sure maybe a lot of you are aware that almost all of the Sears locations, including the one at Eastview and pretty much the one at Mall at Grease Ridge right nearby us, and I think the one at Marketplace Mall in our area, are pretty much all shut down. The one at Eastview, they've already had a construction crew and demolition crew already pretty much get the entire front facade of the old Sears and pretty much the entire inside of the building all demolished pretty much, which I had found out the last time that I ended up taking RTS Access public transportation out to Eastview a couple weeks ago. They the old Sears location at Eastview Mall, they brought in a construction crew and a demolition crew, and they've already got the entire front facade of the old Sears and pretty much the entire inside pretty much all demolished pretty much. So they're pretty much, I don't think they're tearing exactly the entire building down, but they're tearing down a good part of it. So when I go back today, perhaps I'll kind of check it out and see what's going on with that at this point today, and see where they're at ever since a couple weeks ago. But yep, there's pretty much a good number of piles of pretty much a good number of piles of rubble and pretty much a good bit of piles of old rubble and stuff. So not sure exactly what they're going to end up. I'm not sure exactly what place they're going to end up putting in there in place of that yet. I'm not sure they've gotten that far with it yet. But once again, the old Sears at Eastview Mall, they've already had a demolition crew there. They've already got a lot of the entire place, at least the entire front facade and the entire inside, pretty much all completely demolished, pretty much, and pretty much getting ready to tear a good bit of that down and put something new in there. All right, that's all for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you later.